How about that one?
That's our new leaders right there.
Big Silly!
University of Montevallo, 24-96. National champions, Wallace State, Briar and Clinton. Hey there, everybody. Welcome into the latest episode of the Rapala We Are Collegiate Bass Podcast. Today, we're going to be joined by Xavier Gillespie and Garrett Jennings from East Tennessee State University, wanting to get their name out there, tell people about their club. They're planning on competing in all of the ACA events this year on the 2023 schedule. So, guys, first off, thanks for taking the time to join us here on the show today and reaching out about participating. Anybody that's out there that wants to be on the podcast, reach out to us. When we have time, we'll make time to get to you, get you on the schedule, interview you, share it. Good stuff for us to have, good content, and also good publicity for you as a team. So, guys, let's pull you in. Garrett first, man. Tell us a little bit about the club, East Tennessee State. Where are you guys located? How many anglers do y'all have in your club there?
So we're located east of Knoxville in a little town called Johnson City. The team, we started small. It's student ran. So we're on the up and coming. We're getting new people joining the team every day. It's been a learning experience for all of us. We've taken a lot of the guys on the team have taken on big roles and stuff, make this thing happen. We work a lot of jobs, so we're working students, but it's just the team's growing. And if anybody wants to, information on the team, they can sure find us on social media at ETSU Bass Fishing and reach out to us about, more detail on what the team offers.
That's how we were starting to get to hear from these guys over on social media. Be sure to get over there and check them out. They're on Instagram. Find them there, East Tennessee State University Bass Fishing Team. Xavier, you've had some time to compete, represent the school. How awesome is it? I myself competed in a school-ran club at the University of Arkansas when I was in college, and just having the chance to go out and represent your university, a lot of just regular undergrad students go to school and don't have any major opportunities to be able to be on the football team or the basketball team, and you've got those 4 letters across your chest showing off your school there from East Tennessee State. But you are getting to do that. You're on the bass fishing team, going out representing for your school. How awesome is it to have the opportunity to do so?
Yeah, it's really amazing. The sport of collegiate bass fishing is just great in general. Not only do you get to go out and make new friends and meet new people and things like that, but I mean, you're forced to kind of get out of your comfort zone, and you have the opportunity to fish lakes all across the country that you've dreamt of fishing of and things like that. And it's been a great experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And for anybody that just has a true passion for the sport and is interested in fishing in college, I'd 100% recommend it.
Garrett, let's talk a little bit about the fisheries around y'all. The state of Tennessee, I was thinking about this today as we were getting ready for the interview, might be second to maybe the state of Alabama, one of the most densely populated states of quality college bass fishing teams. You can go on down the list. You've got Bryan College. They've won the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia in years past. Bethel University's won the title as well. They're from over on the other side of the state from you guys. University of Tennessee, the guys at Knoxville, Carson Newman, probably leaving out a couple more, several of the other state schools, Tennessee Tech, different places like that, as well as East Tennessee State as we talk to you guys. Lots of great teams come from the state. People that want to come be a part of the club within an hour or two radius of the school, what kind of places can they go fish that are maybe, appealing to be able to come over there and fish some big name fisheries that if you go to another school in a different state that's a little more isolated, you wouldn't have the same chance?
Some of the lakes we've got around here that are well known, they've been in many tournaments over the years. South Holston is one of them. It's located in Bristol, Tennessee, and it's right up the road from us. It's like 30 minutes. It's a good smallmouth fishery, kind of like Cherokee. It's a highland reservoir, and it's deep valleys and stuff, and it's a really good smallmouth fishery. It's a lot like Cherokee. So what you would do on Cherokee is it's ran the same way. Cherokee and Douglas being within that hour range, those are lakes that are in driving distance, 30 minutes down the road. And they, like South Holston, they've been in many tournaments over the past. They're great fisheries. Along with them, in that hour driving range is one that I can think of that's been on the Elite Series and stuff, and the Classic's going to be there this year. Is the Tennessee River. That's in well and driving range for us. It would be a 1 day trip, but it's in that driving range, and it's where it's on the Tennessee River. It gives us a lot of practice. Um, Places like Pickwick and stuff. So on the off season, we try to get some guys down there if we plan on fishing Tennessee River waters and get down there and get a little practice in and stuff on that type of fishery.
That's awesome. That's always one of the big draws for me when I was at school. I think within an hour of us, we had Table Rock Lake, Beaver Lake, Lake Darnell wasn't too far, and then eastern Oklahoma had a ton of fisheries. So being within a close day trip, like you're talking about, make a run over there in the morning, fish, come back, on the weekends in between class and stuff. Really easy to get out, get on the water. Big drawing point for a lot of teams across the country, and we hear the schools in y'all's part of the state talk about it. Chickamauga's close, all these fisheries that you just named over there in that part of Tennessee. Great draw for college anglers to go to school and be able to compete on fisheries that into the future they'll have a chance to compete on professionally as well. Xavier, you were talking a little bit about the opportunity to fish in college, different things that you've learned out on the college trail. Any specific stories, things you want to look back on, maybe different trips you've taken that have gotten you out of your comfort zone as an angler that have helped you to learn new techniques and mature as a college fisherman?
Really, I think that just kind of goes back to sort of the camaraderie of it and the brotherhood. Just being able to travel around in general and get to experience these things. It's a really good opportunity. And, around Cherokee and South Holston and Douglas and places like that, which are pretty much in our backyard, there are certain techniques that you sort of get comfortable with, when you grow up fishing them and you continue to fish them throughout your life. And once you can kind of branch out and fish some of these bigger grass lakes like Gunnersville and places like that, you really have the opportunity to expand your territory a little bit and try to figure some different things out. And it really makes you a more well-rounded angler at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. In the television shows, I get to see all the footage that comes in and then writing the articles on the website and talking to anglers at tournaments. It's a wide variety of different things that you just mentioned. Some places have very specific techniques that they're used to using, and those anglers travel the country using those techniques and will catch those fish. Like the last shows that we did here recently for the Big Bass Bash, had a team from California, and one of the anchors was tying something on that I'd never seen before in my life, but he brought that from California, tried it at Kentucky Lake, and was catching bass. But then also, likewise, you travel the country, see different techniques, learn different things, and you evolve that way as well. So, you kind of blend those two things together to make yourself a better angler. We're talking with Xavier Gillespie and Garrett Jennings, representing East Tennessee State University. Garrett, tell us a little bit about your journey into college fishing. How did you become a member of the club at East Tennessee State? Is this something that you'd always dreamed of doing? Did you just enroll at school there and hear about it, kind of walking around campus and find out that the club existed? Tell us about how you became a part of the club.
I come from growing up, I've fished all my life for bass, and all types of fishing. I'm a big fly fisherman, but bass fishing is where my heart's at. And at a young age, I had a passion for bass fishing, just like anyone else who's in the sport of college fishing. But I started at a young age, and when I was younger, I actually watched ACA on television or on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, one day I want to fish in college. And when I got in high school, I actually was on a football team and went on and played collegiate football. And I actually ended up at ETSU on the football team. And later on, as time went on, I drifted away from football, and I got out of it. And nothing against our football program. Our football program is top tier. They're a great team, but I just drifted away from football, and I had someone come to me and say, there's a guy who's starting a fishing team or a bass fishing team. So I looked into it, and he needed some guys on the team. So me and Xavier actually joined the team early, and we kind of helped the team grow. And like I said, we're still growing today, but we were kind of that set foundation on what gotten the team to where they're at today.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hearing everybody's journeys is always a lot of fun. I'm going to ask Xavier the same question here in a minute, but myself was the same way. Like, I was in college. The national championship at the time was being hosted just a little bit. The ACA national championship was just a couple minutes from my house at Lake Louisville. And as a senior in high school, I went and watched the University of Arkansas win the national championship. I'd already decided that's where I wanted to go to school prior to that, but seeing that and then being a part of it myself, really awesome experience. I can only imagine what it's like being able to help start a team and get out on the national trail and make noise for your school as you guys are doing. Xavier, same question. Tell me about it. Getting involved with the club, how did you do that? Similar story to Garrett, or do you have a little bit different journey to be on the club?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. Back in high school, I played baseball, and I had always had like a true passion for fishing, and it's kind of grown over the years. And in my senior year of high school, COVID kind of ramped up, and things got a little bit crazy, and it was a little bit harder to play regular organized sports and things like that. So I just started fishing a little bit more. I was actually on the one of my local high school bass fishing clubs, and I only got to compete in a few tournaments because, like I said, COVID kind of ran us over a little bit. But once I started, I kind of knew the area I wanted to be in as far as college went, and there were two or three other schools that had bass fishing teams or clubs, and I had looked into them, but I was very familiar with the ETSU campus, felt at home, and I kind of knew this is where I needed to be. And I got a hold of the guys that had started the team, and I actually found out through social media that they even had one, and kind of got started, and the rest was history, really. We started competing, and as Garrett said, we're trying to grow and get more boats on the water and things like that, and it's going great.
Part of that growth is going to start this year. It sounds like you guys are going to get out, fish more events, make your way onto the ACA trail a couple times throughout this season, as we do have 4 events on the schedule for 2023. First one's going to be at Pickwick Lake, the Pickwick Slam there in April, and the championship to round out the 22-23 season, as well as 2 events in the fall at Kentucky Lake and Lake Dardanelle. Also, Garrett, what would you like to see? We were talking to you in preparation for the interview. You mentioned that East Tennessee was going to fish all 4 of those events throughout the year. What would you like to see the team achieve at each of those stops? Getting out there and being on the trail, man, that's a start, right? You're going to see your name in the standings, maybe make the TV show, get some social media love out of the deal, be out on the big circuit and see what it's like. On top of that, would you like to see some high finishes, anglers bringing limits to the scales? Kind of talk about what you think a successful year would look like here in 2023 for East Tennessee State on the college circuit.
We got good. I mean, everybody on the team, they are good in what they do, and everybody can catch fish. So going into these tournaments this year for ACA is, I would love to see everybody bring it back to the scale, and whether they win or not, it's good because it still gives us some school of the year points, and at the end of the day, that's what matters a lot, is getting goals and points. But everybody can catch fish, and I'm sure everybody on this team can bring in a limit, and that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting everyone to bring in a limit. I see a lot of guys with high finishes in tournaments this year. I feel like a lot of guys could actually qualify for the national championship. I know that in the past, ACA has sent teams to the national championship who may have not qualified for another tournament, but I feel like this year I'm not going to sell ourselves short. I feel like there's a lot of guys on the team and teams and stuff for the university who could actually win some big tournaments through ACA and qualify for the national championship.
Yeah, you bet, man. All the qualification information is on our website, too. I'm glad that you bring that up. Go to collegiatebasschampionship.com. Going to have more information coming out, angler packet and things to drop soon. Qualification criteria is on the website as well. Every school bass fishing club or team gets one team, and then there's a variety of different ways for you to qualify more, up to 2 or 3, depending on how you go about those qualifications. The Pickwick Slam, an event that you guys are planning on attending. Xavier fished the Pickwick Lake with us for the championship last year. A major event on our circuit. It's the last major before the Boat U.S. Collegiate Bass Fishing Championship presented by Bass Pro Shops at Lake Hartwell in May that will wrap up our season. So at the Pickwick Slam, as we talk championship qualifications, the top 10 teams in the standings at that event will earn additional qualifications for their school into the championship, and then those two angler pairings will have to fish as they fish at the Pickwick Slam at the championship. So just a little side note there before we round out the interview in just a minute. Xavier, you're familiar with their trail. Like I said, you came out and fished at the championship at Pickwick Lake just last year. Bass Pro Shops Collegiate Bass Fishing Series. It's got a couple events on the schedule throughout, as we were talking with Garrett. You are planning to fish all of them this season. What are you most looking forward to? What would you like to achieve? Garrett touched on it a little bit as it pertains to the Bass Pro Shop School of the Year presented by Abu Garcia. Maybe even make a jump up into those top 25 standings. As talking with Wade today, that's a coveted spot to be for anybody. These clubs like yourselves just getting started at the national notoriety, that can go a long ways.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Pickwick Slam that we mentioned. That's just a great lake in general. I love being there. Just the diversity of it all is amazing. You can go there and, you can put a lot of techniques to use and, drop some really good bags. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But, I just think this whole thing in general, the whole season, I think, to see us just place high in some of these high value tournaments and really secure some good points would make me happy because, as Garrett mentioned, we're growing and I don't think that Rome was built in a day. So, it's going to take some time and I want to see us continue to grow. But those top 25 spots, that would be amazing to have us, sitting around in there somewhere. But, as Garrett mentioned, the talent is there. It's just a matter of getting these boats on the water and fishing clean and having fun. And the rest, I think, will work itself out because, as I said, the talent is there and we've got guys willing to go and put in the work. It's going to be a grind, but I definitely see us in the near future being up there, competing with the best.
That's awesome, man. Great talking with you guys today. Xavier Gillespie and Garrett Jennings, thanks for joining us representing East Tennessee State University. Look for them out on the trail this year. Try to make some noise, get their team on the map. Guys, enjoy the next couple months. We look forward to seeing y'all at Pickwick in April and for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fishing is all about connecting with nature. Then grabbing nature by the lip and holding it up for a picture.
To fishermen and other liars, the time you spent on the docks, the banks, the boats, the lines you cast, and the hooks you set. These moments you share with the people you love, the fish you never forget, and the tales that get taller with every retelling. Make memories that'll last a lifetime with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.